Alright guys, before today's episode, just a quick reminder that we are on Patreon. For as little as £3 a month, you can sign up and get access to an extra episode every 2 weeks, plus bonus content from all our previous live shows and first dibs for tickets for upcoming live stand-up and podcast shows.
Yes, we've got many hours of content over there for you to dive into and enjoy.
Loads of stuff.
30 hours, I want to say.
Something
roughly.
like that, and then not including the live shows as well on top of that. It's a place to go where it's generally it'll be the three of us just shooting the shit, shooting the breeze, without the guests. And the plan is to have some more bonus content from the public episodes going up there pretty soon as well.
Yeah, it's a good laugh over there. It's loose, it's fun, it's flirty, and you'll get loads of bonus content and be able to sleep easy knowing you're supporting the podcast, helping us book great guests and keep it all ticking over.
Exactly.
We appreciate every one of you who has so far.
We do very much so. And thanks a lot for everybody who has signed up to Patreon. Hopefully we'll see some more of you there pretty soon. And aside from that, enjoy today's episode.
Enjoy.
Welcome to the Some Laugh Podcast.
It could be like, oh, that was some laugh, or there was just some laughs.
Some laughs.
Well, no promising all laugh.
No, there's going to be some.
It's some laugh.
Hiya.
Hello?
Like your jumper, it's great.
Have we started?
Yeah.
It's always good to start an audio medium by complimenting.
What do you call the cameras, Jenny? We never seen them before.
We get more listeners than viewers.
Okay, that's
People are in their cars, they're going to be like, I can't fucking see it, and crashing the motor on it because of this guy.
Because of Jin's beautiful jumper.
I like it a lot, man. I think it's great.
It's great.
I had a whole intro prepared. I was just gonna be like, oh, Mama, I made it. That's it. That's all I wanted to say.
Right.
Is she a listener?
Yeah, she will be now.
That's what I do. I could recruit listeners one mum at a time. Each guest, we just want to hook them in.
What is your core fan base? Like, what do you think it's made up of?
Criminals mainly.
Do you think?
A lot of people listening from prison, I think.
Some laugh. They need it.
They need
They
it.
do. They do.
They got to laugh too, those boys.
Yeah.
I think if
get
the
some down.
average listener, I'm guessing, don't know, I reckon they're a 34-year-old man with a young kid.
Oh, aye?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had a lot of
New
comments
dads.
about that.
Mm-hmm.
Rocking their baby to sleep listening to this.
I listen to this when I eat. I'm being so serious.
That's so disrespectful, do you know?
No, but I put whenever you speak, I put the food down.
That's
In
that's
some cultures, it's a great sign of respect.
Excuse me. Yeah, I listen to this when if I'm eating alone in London.
Mhm.
I have a
I
bowl of
always
noodles.
listen to podcasts when I eat on my own.
They make you feel like you're eating with friends.
Yeah.
Well, that's basically the service that the function that podcasts service now, I suppose, is like, in this epidemic of loneliness that we all live in now, that when we are alone, because everybody's just eating fucking meals on their own all the time. What we can do is extend the hand of friendship that Jen's just done with me here. And
For the audio listeners, they are sucking each other off.
And
But you know,
that's
because
friends.
seeing you go on a long drive now, like you stick on a podcast, and that is just it's basically just like having people in the car, but you're no.
You can turn them off when they're doing your head in.
Aye, exactly.
It's that comfort thing of I would listen to the same episode over and over again.
I've done that.
Love
Not with
that.
my own, obviously, but with other podcasts. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this podcast has so many episodes, so there's always something new.
That's just true.
Yeah, you could just listen to the same one.
I'll stop giving so many compliments. It sounds.
So,
Yeah, start giving some condemnations with like if
Yeah, give us some, constructive criticism.
Why is it some laugh and not some laughs? It's more of a question than a criticism.
So it's more of a Scottish phrase.
So if they go, that guy's some laugh. That's what they would say.
That's
That was
beautiful.
some laugh we had last night.
We had some
Yeah.
laugh.
I
So it's a
It
double
just means
meaning.
we had a good laugh.
Very clever.
It's very clever.
I am the one that is ignorant. Okay.
You will not be the only confused person about that, though.
I'm taking the bullet for all the other idiots.
There you
Who
go.
doesn't know?
Questions answered.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
So you back up here for how long, Jen?
For 2 more days,
More days.
and then I'm going back down to the big smoke.
Yeah, you love there. Now. So you
it's
you first
terrible.
came to St Andrews, is that right?
Yes,
You're a Scottish comedian, in my eyes.
that is all I want.
Yeah.
The people who know me knows that all I want is the Scottish coastline.
The coastline.
cosine.
Well, if this isn't it, Jen, I don't know what the fuck is these days. You know what I mean? If this is not it right now.
Yeah, that's why I say, Mama, I've made it. This is one of my milestones. Is to be on this. I'm gonna listen to this episode when I'm eating, for sure. Yeah.
So did you like St Andrews?
I really liked it, and I know that. Do we all hate St Andrews? I find that
you're a Fifer.
I'm a Fife. It's complicated, isn't it? Because it's not like the rest of Fife.
Yes, that's what
you like golf though.
I like golf. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It's a big golf place.
I've not been for years. It's a nice place, but it's so unlike everything else.
It's,
Yeah.
it's the diamond in the rough of Fife.
I think that's why people hate. Or like, right? There's that like,
Yeah.
there's
like-
real life surrounded this bubble of, I guess,
Wealth.
international of like international students
Yeah.
coming.
And that's
in.
of course where you first met your wife, Kate Middleton. And shit.
Yeah, who the fuck's she, by the way? What's going on?
he lived in a bulletproof room. This is Billy.
William,
Yeah.
Billy.
I swear, like he lived in I think it's called Saint. Oh, I can't remember what it's, but it was one of the student accommodations, and his room was bulletproof apparently.
Bulletproof halls.
Yes.
He did live in
mental.
student accommodation, did he?
But it was
Surely.
one of the. It's like really nice. It's more expensive than the
Even
private.
still, you probably could just rent out the Russocks for
I think
himself.
he wants the sort of pretend uni experience, though. Surely.
Yeah, maybe.
Surely you'd be better off having a bulletproof halls at that bit at fucking Mary Hill that they offer at the Glasgow Uni students. What's that place called again?
What?
Up in Mary Hill?
Wineford.
No, I can't remember.
I don't know the halls.
Aye, I was
Maybe
trying
he's
to
like,
think
if
of
I
it.
pretend, no one would know that I'm the prince. Like if I try to blend in.
Well, did
Yeah.
people get that room? Well, no, obviously he's not uni anymore.
I think it'd be funny if after he left, they took down the bulletproof sign to
These
show the
people
next.
can be shot. They're expendable.
Yeah, I don't know if they did, but that's what I heard.
How do you make it bulletproof? Does it like just thick glass, basically?
I was never in that hall.
Because that
Did you
like,
put
do
a
you
bunch
put
of vests
metal?
up in the
A bunch of
loads of vests?
bulletproof vests that line the walls.
Yeah, there must be some loophole in that. Yeah.
Thick glass.
What's it like at St Andrews? Because that's probably the closest you would get outside your Oxbridge, innit? Really,
Yeah.
is
I
to
think
that
it's
sort of
the-
experience.
The one in Edinburgh's pretty big.
But I think St Andrews fucking Prince
St.
William
Andrews
wasn't going to
trumps
Edinburgh,
Edinburgh.
was he?
I watched a TikTok.
Wasn't he in a
which,
hive?
No.
Bulletproof suite in the hive.
There was a TikTok that's these mad posh English guys were like, "Oh, Edinburgh's better than St Andrews."
All right.
What does better mean? St Andrews is old.
Yeah.
First of all, when I applied, it was like my fourth choice. What happened was I just put. I think I
When
just
I applied,
Googled-
I didn't even put it on there because I knew I wouldn't get in. That's how far. We're leagues apart.
Oh no!
I had never even heard it.
I wasn't saying that it was my fourth choice, but it was the first one that accepted me. Does that
Right.
make sense? That's why I went.
Aye.
What was the first
Well, we got
choice?
I
Harvard.
think I tried for Oxford.
Cambridge.
Yeah, Oxford, UCL, King's maybe, and I put St Andrews, Durham. Basically, I googled top English, like degree of that year of
I think
2019,
the top English unis in St Andrews was up there.
or like the course of English.
Yeah.
Like that.
This
yeah.
is that.
Is that what you studied?
I did. I read books.
That's what you
That's what me and Stuart both done.
Oh, beautiful.
I didn't.
Marketing. We talked about this on the
Yeah.
yeah. That's the best one. I mean this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He was saying that he's a big fan of marketing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I keep like for instance. No, that's kind of bad. But like,
With the Greg's coffee cup.
Friends are phoning
Yes,
it in, aren't
Aye.
they?
Yeah, that's poor.
They know I'm buying this no matter what.
Do you know what I hate? You know how during Pride Month Skittles take their colours away.
Thank God that is. It's like, where is this going?
Shoving it down my throat.
The Skittles make their packets white instead of using the rainbow colour, and they say
I didn't know
we
they
don't
did
want to
that."
take away the only rainbow that's important this month is Pride's flag, you know, and it's like that does seem like they are like not up for Pride and they're just using that as an excuse.
that's so they're doing the opposite
They're
of what
annoyed that
everyone.
everyone else slaps a rainbow on it for Pride Month and they
So
can't
they're
even
taking
do
away
that.
their
So they've
rainbow.
thought,
I
what can we
actually
do?
kind of think that that's slightly more respectable than the brands that just sort of slap the rainbow on in a way.
I don't know because it's It's shite.
But you think it's because it makes them look like they're homophobic?
Well, they're kind of that's kind of essentially they're going. It's Pride Month. We better take our flag away. That's insane.
Aye.
I think
I
they're-
didn't even know they did that. I feel like you've fallen for like a Facebook share.
No, I used to do it. I used to put them out in the co-op
really?
when I worked there. I've done it
If
for years.
I was in their marketing team, I would say every other month is also Pride Month. I
exactly.
think that's a good angle.
Yeah,
to
that would be a
take.
better angle. Yeah,
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think they really messed up on that one.
they did.
So why into marketing, Jin? What kind of stuff?
I like colors.
You like Skittles?
Yeah. No, I was telling Steven that I'll keep like a Coke can just after I've drank it, just because I like the design of it. This is not a bit.
Are you
man.
serious?
This is. I
your
will send
house
you
just
pictures of
full of
my
shit?
room. But only if it's good though. Only if the design is nice.
Because they are such a.
A whore, you're
Oh,
gonna call me a whore.
they're such a niche brand. Like, when are we going to ever find this other Coca-Cola?
Finally,
fucking-
getting
Okay,
the word
like
out.
I kept a glass bottle of the Iron Brew 1901.
Uh-huh.
Like that's a fun.
That's fun.
That's different. That's a bit more limited edition.
yeah.
Will we get to these drinks then? Is this?
Yeah,
will we
it
get
brings
to
us on
these?
neatly to
does yeah.
you
So
This is-
bringing us gifts.
we'd like to present you with a gift first that you bought yourself.
For us to give
That'd be
back
a-
to you.
Speaking of Iron Brew 1901,
There
Yeah.
you go. Would you
Good
like a can?
segue. I would love it. This
This
is a
is-
good
you know,
cultural
th-
exchange. You know?
this is the Scottish coastline that you're after.
Exactly.
I will never drink this now. I'm keeping this.
Keep that. in your
This
room.
is
So yeah, do you want to tell us what you've got?
I have brought 3 separate Mogu Mogus, each customized to how I feel it would represent your personality.
So
So,
what are the flavors?
we got mango, peach, and melon.
Okay.
Brilliant.
And
Do you
I
wanna
would
talk us
say-
through?
And we've got yellow, red,
What
and
is
green.
Mogu Milgo for people that don't know?
So this is, I think it might be Japanese. I'm already getting cancelled. But it's very popular where I'm from, which is Singapore. Like this is something that children drink.
Right.
Right.
I'm not trying to infantilize anyone. I'm trying to say that I'm bringing a piece of me.
That's lovely. So did you drink this when you were a kid?
Yeah, I did. It was very fun. It's very unhealthy. Which
This
I,
is like our fruit shoots, maybe.
Sunny D.
Or Capri Sun, Sunny D.
Fruit Shoot. I've not heard that name in a while. They still
Not
do
been
fruit
hanging about
shoots.
with kids though.
I guess no.
Of course, they
Fruit
do
shoot, kids
shoots.
love
Not
fruit
since the
shoots.
restraining
Kids
order.
love
They
fruit.
love a fruit shoot.
what are fruit shoots?
You don't have a fruit shoot. Fuck's
We should have brought you one of these.
It's you got 2 choices.
It was
with
a
fruit shoot.
revolutionary technique
knowledge.
and the
Really?
It's the cap that people love, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Is
like a
Pulling
sports
it
that
out.
cap.
Yeah, that's like the pulling a grenade out of your teeth up the playground.
You guys are all shaking in your boots. So excited.
Yeah.
You've never heard of fruit shoots? You've got your orange and your purple flavour.
Yeah, that's my 2 favorite fruits. Yeah, orange and purple.
So your flat's going to be wall to wall fruit shoots when you find them.
Do you mind when Sunny D came out and
Sunny D
people
was massive.
thought it was like healthy for about a week
I
for
know,
some
it's
reason?
like the worst thing.
how
was,
how did people even think that?
There was a child who turned orange because he drank too much of the
bullshit.
Florida style. He drank too much Florida style. There was California and Florida
I do
style.
not believe you.
That's
That's
Google it.
crazy.
There was Google it.
Steve, it sounds like he's been getting some really weird TikToks. It's like-
You need to get
That's
a
where I
friend
did
in it,
most of
man.
my research.
Surely that's just sunscreen, no? Or is that definitely the drink?
Apparently, it was on the papers saying.
no,
that-
you can turn.
Do you know Sunny D?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because did it come from America?
I think so.
That's what was so exciting. When I was a kid, it looked like a thing you'd see on a telly show from like America. It was so exciting.
Yeah, well, there was an episode of Keenan and
I think
Kel
that, yeah.
where
Yeah, that's
his
what I saw.
insides were orange because he drank so much orange soda. Did you ever watch Keenan and Kel?
No, but I will now.
Yeah, you should. It's great.
That's
I mean,
probably
from-
like us with Iron Brew.
Yeah, exactly.
That Sunny D episode sounds revolutionary. Yeah, it sounds like good writing to me.
I mean, this wasn't even fiction. This really happened. The Sunny D thing.
Oh yeah. No, but I'm saying they drew from real life.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
always where great art comes
I actually
from.
think the Keenan and Kill thing happened before the Sunny D thing.
I think it's
So in a way, it was life
Life
imitating
imitating
art.
Should I give you my gifts?
Yes.
If
Yeah.
I move this, does that turn the
that's fine.
That's fine.
No, you're right.
Uh,
Stephen, I think you're a mango.
Of course.
He loves mango.
I do.
That
love
was his
mango.
favourite nightclub in Clydebank.
Correct. That's where I met my fiance. A place called Mango, and I eat mango all the time.
He eats mango all the time, and we did a Fringe preview at Mango together that Crispin came to.
Correct.
Let
So it's a
the
big
re-
part of
Different
my life.
mango.
Let the record show I did no research, and this is purely just
You've nailed that.
intuition.
This is just the
Yeah.
universe coming together.
Yeah.
And also
Yeah.
the trap door was he hates melon, and that was one of the 3 flavours I was worried they were going to
Yeah.
try and poison him.
I
And-
hate melon.
Who's the melon for?
It's you. Oh, but that's a spoiler.
We're not on that yet.
Were you going to get
do
to
it
first?
first.
Right, fair enough. Well, I mean, by process of elimination.
That's true. End the episode right now. It's over. This is for you, Stuart,
Which
because
is
presumably you also will meet your future wife at the Peach Market.
The peach club.
Well, I
This is
like
peach.
peach. Yeah.
This is because you've been very friendly to me.
Thank you. Well, that
And
means a
what-
lot to
You
you.
like Mario Kart, and there's Peach.
Peach. I do like
As
Mario
a
Kart.
character in Mario
Yeah, I
Kart.
play as Peach happily.
So that's a
I
connection.
love Peach. Thank you, Jen.
Thank you for accepting it with
Can I
such
crack
grace.
straight into this, or is that poor
I mean,
form?
should we all do?
I think we should drink it and
Do it at
see.
the same
Should we do
time.
a cheers?
Also, you said what did you say about him that was nice? Because what?
friendly, I think.
I've been friendly towards
I
you.
gotta be. These
He's
are,
also got a nice
What?
arse, which is the peach emoji.
Well, he knows that I'm going to the gym after this, and it's like we were chatting about that.
you
So,
did say you did say leg day today.
yeah.
Yes,
Was
That's
there
beautiful.
was there a reason why I got this?
and you've been very generous.
Oh, okay, thanks.
These are all arbitrary. I'm not the best prop comic, and this is the best I could do. Melon for you, sir, Mr.
Thank
Mark
you.
Jennings, because you've been
Big
very
daddies.
sweet.
Hey,
Again, these are just positive
there you
attributes.
Oh, Celtic as well. Great.
when life gives you melons, make melonade.
There you go.
Jen,
Also,
you've nailed that. Honestly.
There's a bit of a traffic light thing going on. Red, amber.
You're
green.
really into this, aren't you, Steve?
Yeah.
Mark's
Thank you
green
much.
because he's down to fuck.
Oh shit! We shook that up before giving
That's
you.
all right.
That's the cosign.
Sorry.
The
I see in
1901.
stews there's floating
You
bits
gotta
of
chew it. Yeah,
real
it says that you gotta
fruit.
chew.
All right, got to chew.
Oh, you gotta
gotta
shake
chew.
yours.
Oh, I need to shake, mate.
So
What?
did you
Why do I
guys
need to
shake this?
What, we all need to
Yeah,
shake
because then the fruit will go to the top.
Man, that's
And
delicious.
I shouldn't have shook mine because it's a soft drink.
it? Yeah, that's where you went wrong there.
Okay, let's do it.
I'm gonna
I
wipe
love
it
it,
on
honestly.
my jeans.
What?
I'm gonna wipe it on my jeans instead.
Do you want a towel or something? Well, I've not got any, but.
We're
Alright.
running out of
Would be
time.
nice to want one. Wouldn't it?
Oh wow,
Really good.
that's very good.
Be honest.
Are you chewing?
I'm chewing. I think this is going to divide
chewing.
listeners. This section, haven't listened to this.
That was very nice, actually. And do you know what?
Do you like?
I
melon?
wasn't looking forward to the chew, but I think it was a
So
bit.
you were happy to have it.
Can I ask? Do you guys have family members that like knew the original Iron Brew 1901? That's not a mean question.
That's funny.
Your
though.
gran.
Like your
I don't know if you know that much about the life expectancy in Glasgow, Jim, but
Have you
Don't
had
make
great
it that
grade?
no.
What is it?
Well, it's not 125.
Then you have grandparents. Like back then, it was just Iron Brew,
Yeah.
like the original.
Well,
very
what's the
branded.
deal with the Iron Brew in 1901?
I
Right?
don't know what it is.
Because obviously, so they got rid of the sugar stuff, and then they they reduced the sugar in the normal one. Then they made a big deal about we're going to get back, and everyone thought, oh, we're just going to get back to the normal one with the higher sugar, and then they've just brought this out.
Can I just say, as the three of us are talking, Steven is entirely just looking at his Pokemon.
Yeah,
He's so
analysing all
enthralled.
the-
Sorry. I just like I'm looking at the ingredients and it doesn't say that it includes
Mango.
so I'm worried that what
What
are
am I
the floating
chewing?
pieces.
Are you guys
It-
allergic to anything?
It says it contains
Only
coconut.
sodium benzoate.
It'd be funny if we've been drinking Iron Brew solidly for like 2 years. It'd be funny if we got a big money sponsorship with Mogu Mogu after this.
Every
Every
week
time
we're
you
just
tune in,
drinking.
now, all you can hear is folk chewing every episode.
If Morgan Mogul can get us some tickets for the Euros,
I'll sit in the Japan end if they're somehow playing.
They might be Malaysian. I don't want to piss anyone off.
It
There's a lot of-
says identical flavor brackets mango.
Well, if it's
It has to
identical,
come from
If it's
mango.
identical, then
all you need.
surely it would
Sorry,
be mango.
Can I ask this?
it's got a fucking email address on it.
yeah, please do ask so we can stop reading the back of an ingredients of a fucking drink.
Does Iron Brew know you guys?
Yeah.
That's
Well,
so
they certainly
cool.
know me
Middle,
and Stu.
We get given shit. But
Did you
not
get
like,
that?
What?
Did you get the T-shirt?
No.
Uh-oh.
That's such a notable omission. Why would you not get one? It's like the list Hot 100 all over
Maybe
again.
they're boycotting W.H. Smith and
Last time I dinged them when they wanted to send me something. So maybe that.
You're off the list.
you fool.
Also, I've been in an Iron Brew advert.
So you have.
Really? What were you?
I
I
actually
know what
had
he
to
played.
watch that the other day.
What do you mean
Right.
had to?
to.
Let's just, I suppose I need to keep it quiet, but I was watching it the other day and I forgot it was the
Are
one
you
you were
going
in.
for a certain advert nowadays?
Potentially.
Also,
You as well?
Competition.
Oh, well, I've not got that.
Oh.
I
Well,
want to hear about that.
Actually, I was on a stag do, so I couldn't send in the self tapes.
Oh, what a shame.
Oh,
Did you get it?
Not yet.
You got a recall.
Is it the part of doctor?
No.
Is this for Iron Brew?
patient?
No, I done the other one.
Can it? This is the real actors around the round table.
Listen, but by the time this comes out, probably it'll be done. So I guess we can talk about it. But I know I sent the one, the thing about the Scotland thing, and it's I had to do a wee rant. I wrote a wee poem.
Wow.
Do your eyebrows rant in your car?
Aye, basically.
I'm hearing Oscar buzz.
Aye, listen, I don't want to say too much, but basically they're like, if you need inspiration, watch this, and it was the advert you were in.
Oh, was it?
Wow.
It's like when you
That's
dress
so
like a
cool.
fanny, and it's like Steve walking in, it's a fucking
I
ping
was a
pong.
ping pong ball. It was for the Commonwealth Games, so it was like
That's
all
so
the-
cool.
Yeah, I'll show you a screenshot.
Do you want to tell them the Steve Bennett quote while we're here?
This is one of my
You
favourites.
know,
One of my all-time.
Steve Bennett review.
I, this,
He reviewed the
He's
advert.
reviewing everything.
You can't be
That's
stopped.
crazy.
Basically, you know Steve Bennett,
Of
the
course.
comedy critic.
Yes.
annoyingly, I was thinking of putting this story in my best man speech for you.
Still can.
Basically, I done a show at the Scottish Comedian of the Year. It was one of my
Yes.
first ones, 2014, something like that.
Beautiful.
And he reviewed it, and it wasn't that good. But I done a bit about being in the Iron Brew advert, and he said in the review, although it wasn't a good set or whatever, but he is in the Iron Brew advert, so his career's going places.
He's playing a ping pong ball.
at least his career's going.
At least his career's going
Yes.
places.
So
So,
then
I
on
took
his
that
poster-
quote and I've used it in posters ever
His
since.
career's going places. Steve
And you've
Bennett.
omitted the Iron Brew part.
Yeah, of course.
Which is arguably the cooler part to me. Being in an Iron Brew, oh god, that's
There
so
you go.
cool.
That's me.
Have you had many reviews yet, Jen? Because you've not done your debut show yet.
I had a trotter review not from Mr. Bennett, from someone else that said it was off the BBC NCA set.
Oh yeah.
The new comedy awards. I was there that night at the final.
Yes, we had a lovely 2-minute chat. No, it was lovely. And in the review, they said he brought his Eastern wisdom, which is not true.
That's
There's nothing.
racist.
Number one, if there's any wisdom in the 5 minutes, there is none of it is Eastern, and number two, there's no wisdom. So I was just like, what are you talking about? But I have this bit where I am like a plastic bag, and then they were like, oh, that's a reference to American Beauty, because there's a scene in American
That's
Beauty
right,
where this
yeah.
character films a plastic bag.
That's
Right.
right.
It doesn't do justice that I know the scene, but it's definitely not a reference to.
Is that a reference to the Rihanna song?
No,
Shine
it's not
bright-
Rihanna.
shine bright like a
Katy
plastic
Perry.
You're getting your bald man sings Rihanna mixed up.
Do you ever feel like a plastic?
Yeah, it was a
bag?
Katy Perry reference.
Yeah.
More than it was the American Beauty one.
But was she referencing American Beauty? So in turn you've
Maybe
referenced.
Katy Perry has a trotter review. This is what we.
How did you find doing the thing? Because it was at the Kings in Glasgow.
That was crazy.
A nice room, eh?
My stomach was hurting.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
You also had to go on because obviously people they've seen the recording won't know this, but you were the second act on, and after the first act, they spent about fucking 10 minutes trying to fix some light that they'd fucked up on the stage. So there was a big gap
Yeah, that was.
before you
wild.
came on, which would have been I'd have been raging if I had to come on to that.
Should I have raged?
I'd love to see you rage.
Ah, that would have been fun. I spent 5 minutes. What the fuck is this? I'm a newcomer. I'm a baby. BBC. Yeah, I should have raged.
You spent your whole set just
I've never seen you angry though, because on stage
sorry.
you're very chilled out, which is a nice vibe.
It's a soothing vibe.
It's all
It's
an
good.
act. It's all fake, right?
Yeah, are you really angry off stage?
now that Mark has told me that I could have been, I was like, oh, anger is available to me. I should have accessed it.
I mean, it speaks to your professionalism that you didn't let it show through in the set, but I would have been raging off stage and then I'd come on and had to try and pretend I wasn't.
Was I raging? No, I liked it because then it was stalled.
Aye.
And I think for my act, it's better that something interesting happened before. And then I can go on and be like a weird little guy. I was
Like
it was very fun.
Like a low energy before you go on. Do you want that, or do you want someone high energy so you can be the opposite of that?
I think both. I think I like a juxtaposition. I'm a juxtaposition fan.
Yeah.
I'm such a hit. I'm a contrast hit. I just remember like backstage they were interviewing us, and they were like, "How are you feeling?" And I'm like, "Well, how do you think I'm?" I just 2,000 people out there. Like I have 5 minutes. I'm so new. Like obviously everyone is sweating.
Yeah.
And scared. I miss home. Do you know what I mean? I'm 2 continents away. Like it's scary.
How long have
Sorry.
How long have you been here then? So how long have you been away from home?
Well, I did uni 2019. So I was here for a year. And at the start of COVID, I refused to go back. Well, because I thought COVID would last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm being honest. So I stayed in Scotland like the first wave of COVID. And
How did you find that?
well, St. Andrews is such a bubble that no one was there. So it was quite safe.
Yeah.
Nice walks along the beach.
Nice, safe walks along the beach. And then I've been here 4
couldn't-
years now.
They probably the COVID couldn't penetrate the
The
bulletproof
walls.
rooms.
Yeah.
Pretty safe there, isn't it?
So yeah,
And
5 years now. But
What-
4 years in Scotland.
I know that you did national service, right? So when was that?
Here we go.
Here we go. Let's
Here we can
dive
get
in
into it. No, I'm just interested.
Did you kill anyone?
I was like in practice, yeah. In our practice fighting stuff. So no, in Singapore, like when you turn 18, you do like national. So you could.
Oh,
You
so
could
that was before you came.
Yeah, that was before
Right,
school,
okay.
which is so crazy because it's like right before this like intellectual exercise. You have to be really
Brutal.
yeah, and like right before I had to read Jane Eyre, I had to throw a grenade. It was so strange, you know.
At least they give you some context for War and Peace.
Yeah.
Here we go. End the episode again. That was so good. No, so when you turn 18, you could either be like policeman, firefighter, or like military. And by that, I mean like Army, Navy, or Air Force.
Right.
So there's like an array of things you could do. I was the most like beans on toast thing. I was like infantry. No offense, I love beans. I was the most plain white rice. I was infantry.
Right?
Yeah, and like my friends did cooler stuff. Like my best friend Joshua, he could jump out of a helicopter. My friend Akil, he was a firefighter. He actually saved someone
Wow.
at 18.
So what do you do? Do they just train you up and you get on shape and all this shit? And then what did they do
They
exactly?
trained us up for 2 years to fight nobody. But I was a driver. I drove like an armored vehicle.
Uh-huh.
So I was telling them I learned driving in the army, and because like those instructors can't get fired, they were just really abusive the whole time.
Really?
Yeah, they were just screaming at children.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Did they call you? Let's see, because that's the thing. I would always felt like I wouldn't be able to take the sort of psychological calling you a maggot and all that undermining your self esteem, try to break you down and then build you back up as a soldier.
They say that other thing that rhymes with maggot. Yeah, they don't say that. They say like the Singaporean equivalent. There's a
Right.
lot of
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Can we say that on here?
Oh, you've been waiting for this. Is that why you have me on?
Cancelled in Singapore.
But honestly, like, I don't want to come off as like, oh, I was tortured. Like, it was quite fun, because every other boy your age, like all your friends are doing it.
Did you
know what I
learn?
mean?
Did you learn discipline? Did it teach you some sort of discipline type of thing? I always wonder if there is these sort of benefits you would get out of that kind of.
Because there has been a
Training.
conversation about this year. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
going to fucking happen, surely, but
Will you guys do it? Will you guys fight
kind
for
of GB News thing.
You think we'd be too old now?
Surely. You don't want me there.
Although I think they did say it's going to be it would be up until 45. They would have conscription again, mandatory.
I heard though if you're married, then you're less on the list. So I can just imagine
good
Jennings
reason, yeah.
coming out of his commitment.
Well, you're the one that's
phobia.
just fucking get engaged, eh? Is
Why
that-
do
is
you
that-
think I'm doing it?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So yeah, were there benefits?
I think one of them is you learn that you are not special. But that's not a bad thing. What I mean by that is like, you learn that like every other boy your age is going through this, so try your best to work as a team. Like don't. So there's this thing we call like chowking, which is like you fake a sickness to get out of training. You have to know when to do that, because let's say it's a really hard training and you do that, your friends are gonna be like, bro, come on, like we're all doing this.
Yeah.
So you learn how to work as a group, I think.
Right.
And that's what I mean by it's important to know that we're not special. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I'm coming round to this idea. We need this in this country.
yeah. I mean, yeah. It's like all the people, all the firefighters and police are all like 18. As are older ones as well.
Oh, they're a legitimate one. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like a real profession in Singapore
Right,
as well.
okay.
And we
It
don't
was-
I
have-
know
not
it's
just
not all of
wee
them. It's
boys.
just as people they do it as their their conscription thing, but it's
Probably be a
like
bunch of kids they send round to your house though when you set the fire off.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Do the.
a little arson.
What's Singaporean for what's come under the bar?
Have you heard that story?
we
We don't need to
need
talk about it again.
Okay,
The
Off-screen.
fire department came to my house. Anyway.
Off screen, can you tell me off screen?
Yeah, I'll tell you.
off-screen.
Tell you off air.
Because I'm assuming it's been on the pod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't want to repeat.
Yeah.
You don't want to do the same
I've
thing.
already
Comes
told
up a
about
lot.
3 times on the podcast.
Oh, that's cool. So why did you pick infantry?
Oh, you don't. They pick it for you.
Oh,
Right.
did you?
Alright.
You or like so if your eyesight is good, you get to be in the Air Force.
Aye.
I wear glasses, so that was over for me. We had this thing like the year before you enlist, when you're in JC, when you're in like high school, quote unquote high school, was what it's called here, is you have to do a fitness test, and then if you fail it, you have to do 2 extra months of army. And my friend, who's physically fit, he didn't know about this rule, so he just didn't try for his fitness test.
Oh my god.
So he just did 2 extra months.
An
And when
extra
he was
2
in there, he was like, wait, everyone else is so much slower than me. What's going on? And then someone was like, you were here because we failed it. And he was like, oh my God. I should have just tried harder that day in school.
And so see with the fitness thing, is it like in the movies and all that? Are you like running around a track and climbing up a wall and all this kind of stuff?
Yeah, that's really fun.
Really?
I'm not lying. Like, when you learn how to do it, it's so fun. You like put the gun behind you, run up to the wall, and what it's about, like it's kind of like comedy, guys. Where it's like because when you go on stage, your first beat is so important. That's kind of like climbing the wall. Like if you have confidence in that first jump, you can definitely go over the wall. And when you learn that, it's actually like you're like, oh, sports is fun. Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
And we had another thing where you have to like climb a rope, and that's the same thing as like you just have faith in your first jump, and you will just get up there. And that's the same as like when you go on stage and you're like, how we doing? And then they trust you.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there's a
That leap of
similar
faith.
action. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good.
Let the
That's,
record show I came up with this on the spot.
Yeah.
it's a great analogy.
Some Eastern wisdom if ever I heard it.
Yeah. Yeah, so, like I gotta be real, like some of it was fun. Like obviously a lot of it was like it's not so much that the training is tough, it's just that you are paralyzed for 2 years. You can't do anything. You don't have the energy to do anything.
Yeah.
Like I tried to read. You're just so tired.
And you all living away together in a barracks or something.
Yeah, in a bunk. Yeah,
Fuck.
yeah, with the boys.
Did you get up to some hijinks with the lads?
Nah, we just made noodles and hung out.
Not doing
It was
pranks on
fun.
each other and stuff. No. That's what I imagine.
Well, I don't know why you are imagining that.
What is
A
that?
little
What you do in
pressure.
the
You've
barracks?
just come off a stag do.
Yeah.
There's a 2
It's
year
not all
long
fucking Abu Ghraib or whatever. They're fucking torturing torturing prisoners and all that sort of stuff. Some of them are just fucking going to their bed, reading a book, and fucking eating noodles, man.
I'd imagine it would be well, maybe if it's lads who actually want to join the army, there's a certain kind of person, so they'll be a bit more.
But they're
Aggressive.
aye, because
We just went back to bunk and we played phone games, and those phone games would be like I guess like Fortnite, which is also about killing, but that's crazy to me.
Busman's holiday.
Yeah, Call of Duty in on it.
You just did the real thing.
I know.
There's the scariest thing that happened to me was I was just thinking about this last night because my friend was like, they're probably gonna ask you about the army, and I remember that like one time we had this thing called field camp, which is like you go, you like live in the jungle. We did only for 3 days. Some people do it for like a month.
Aye.
And we had to dig a shell scrape, which is basically like just a rectangle in the soil. It's kind of like your coffin, honestly, and you like hide in it and stuff.
Oh my god.
But we had this gathering point. So everyone has their own shell scrape, but there's also a gathering point. And after our gathering, we went back to our shell scrape, and I realized like I lost my magazine. And that was the most fear I've ever felt in my entire life. Because what happens is,
Is that porno?
Some people say. What happens is, like, if you lose something like that, they get everyone to form a human chain, and they'll scour like the forest because you can't lose like ammunition or magazine.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying about like the whole like you're not special thing is like you don't want to cause trouble for other people.
Right. Yeah.
But thank God I didn't tell my commanders. And I went back to the point, and I was so happy I found it's like that was the greatest
Moment.
that was the best thing that's ever happened to me. Was finding my magazine that had no ammo in it. It's a piece of plastic.
Yeah.
But it's like truly it's a piece of plastic, but it's just so it's like a what do they call it? Like a registered item or something.
All right. Aye.
Yeah.
So that's because I was picturing a magazine like you were
I
talking
know.
about.
It would take me to like nail it into the
Like
story.
Vogue,
Realize,
yeah.
Oh, that must be a word for something else.
Yeah,
Vogue Singapore.
lost heat.
I guess a good prank would be to steal someone's magazine in bunk. That would
would
really
be
scare.
fun, yeah.
That would be scary shit out of them.
So that must have been quite the change in life from you then. So Jin, going from 2 years of that kind of training in the infantry, and then you end up in St Andrews studying English lit, and then you're doing stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was stand-up always the plan?
I never thought I'd be able to do it until I got into the Total Student Fine. The Total Student Final thing. Cause like, how do I say? I get the Singapore circuit. It's growing now. It's like really good now. But I think when I did my like first 5 spots there,
Right.
it didn't seem like you could do this full time. And then when I came here, I don't know when you guys started. Did you? I thought it was either you are an open micer or you're on TV.
Yeah, I think I thought that to an extent. When everybody
Yeah.
when they
You
start,
don't
you
realize
don't
how
really.
many people there are.
And
Yeah.
and then when I came here, I realized, it's possible to not be mega famous but still feed yourself.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I owe it to myself to try. Like,
yeah.
and so that's why I was like, I'm quite grateful for like Monkey Barrel and this Edinburgh circuit for showing me that. I guess that was the day that I decided I was like, oh, okay, I should give it a shot.
What's the sort of like? Is there a different sense of humor in doing stand up in Singapore to like here, or is it can you do your act here in Singapore and vice versa?
Yes, I can, but like I think I have a different accent. This isn't really my accent. I've been faking it the whole time.
Let's hear your real voice.
Well, imagine my real accent is just a Cockney accent.
I was kind of hoping you would do that.
No, but I just like in Singapore, like we have this thing called like Singlish, which is basically like it's like English mixed with like our intonations that's borrowed from like let's say like Cantonese, Hokkien, Mandarin, and like Malay and Tamil. And then that creates like what you said about like some laugh, that's a Scottish phrase.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Were you lying?
Well, it kind of is.
think it
Maybe
is.
a Glasgow
It's a phrase that maybe we would say, but maybe English people wouldn't, I guess.
But there's some things that are only funny in like the way Scottish people pronounce. That's
Totally.
true
Yeah.
in Singlish as well. Like Singlish is such a funny language, and
It's quite a funny name for
Yeah,
it.
that's good.
it's already there.
So what sort of words would you have in Singlish?
It wouldn't work here. I'm sorry, Steve. I'm sorry. It wouldn't work. Like I would just.
You could try and explain it if you want.
It's like there's a lot of an attitude of like. You know that attitude of the stand-up attitude of like what's the deal with airplane food?
Yeah.
That sentiment is already built into the
into like everyday
I
conversations.
think it's built into the
So you
the
kinda-
sound of
So basically, everyone is
Everyone's like
Jerry
Jerry
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld.
everyone is Jerry Seinfeld. Everyone in Singapore has a sitcom about living in New York. It's just okay. What's like example? Oh,
What is the deal with conscription?
Magazine. I thought that was boring.
So with your own comedy, I mean, you want to. You're doing your first Edinburgh show this year.
first hour, baby?
Yeah, nice.
It'll be fun.
Pleasance.
Plaisance below.
Well, you've obviously, as you said, you started out in Scotland and stuff, and done all your first gigs here, and now you've moved to London. How have you found the London circuit compared to what you experienced up here?
Well, I was here like, I get really nervous in green rooms. I'm always like, well, I should just cry in the corner, or like I should leave. I think there are times where I completely lied and I was like, I need to go out for a cigarette. I don't smoke, and I would just leave the room. But I don't feel that in Scotland. I feel like my elders are like nice to me. I don't know. You know what I mean? Whereas like sometimes in London green rooms, there's this one time, I was in a green room with Teddy McLeod, who's very sweet to me. But it was like Teddy McLeod and like other like huge people, and they were talking about like getting ice cream, and then I wanted to chime in. And they were talking about there's this like ice cream shop in London called is it Bill Monte? Yeah, I think it's called Bill Monte. And I've been before, and his hair is kind of like wavy, and I wanted to chime in with like, guys, he kind of looks like ice cream, right? and then I chimed in.
That's a good bet.
No, but I didn't even try to make. I just wanted to be part. And then they all looked at me and they're like, "Yep," and they all turned back. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I will never speak again." The adults are talking, but Teddy's very sweet to me. Maybe I just spoke out of turn, or maybe I was too enthusiastic. I was like, "Guys,
Like, what's the deal with this guy's here?"
But I just think I like in the Monkey Barrel room, I just feel very comfortable. Or like the Glasgow room, I feel so.
I always feel like and I remember feeling this starting out, like there'd be people that you would start out with and they would never really give you the time of day for a while, and then once you'd gigged with them enough, they're nice, and it just takes people a wee bit to open up. And also sometimes what you don't realise, I suppose, when you first come into it is like how well the other people know each other and how long they've known each other, and you're just like, and you're kind of like, oh, like, you know, why are they not talking to me? But it's just because they don't know you that well, and it's a weird way to get to know somebody, I think, being in green rooms and on the circuit and all that. But it just takes a bit of time, I suppose. But it's but I'm glad that the Scottish circuit has felt more welcoming.
I did a gig. I think it's called Red Cap or something.
Right. Oh yeah, in Lower Largo.
That's crazy, right? It's next to the ocean.
Yeah.
Like the stage is 5 minutes from
That's a
the
really nice
water,
gig,
the water of
beautiful.
the universe. Yeah, that's crazy. You don't get that anywhere else.
I'm pretty sure you get it somewhere else.
No, not true. Don't take this away from me.
I would say Brighton Comedia is about 5-minute walk for
That's
the,
true, yeah.
the beach.
My whole thing is foiled. But it's different because that's a commercialized beach. This is like, there's maybe 200 people in this town.
Yeah.
And you're alone on the beach. And you can like think about your dreams as you're living them or trying to pursue them. I'm such a poet.
You were saying in the car though when when I was driving you over, you were talking about you went to Skye, the Isle of Skye, and you said you felt at one with the universe. So are you quite spiritual, or are you quite?
This is what you call Eastern wisdom, Steve.
I think like the Highlands were the first time that I've seen like nature for real. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Whereas like, because I was born in China in like a small town. It's like surrounded by mountains, but it's never that like violent is not the word. But like like things are like sharp and tall. And I think like, you know mountains? And I remember my first trip up to, it was Loch Lomond. And I was like, oh yeah, life is bigger than this English degree. Do you know what I mean? Where it's like,
Right.
it just
Give you a perspective.
It really gave me a perspective. And then Sky, I think, is the amalgamation of that, where it's like there's like fairy pools and like waterfalls and like
That's the
random
two
sheep.
things that make you feel insignificant: is the army and Loch Lomond.
What a unique life.
Do you know, that's nice to hear though, because I often feel like, because when you're fae here and all that, and you just kind of get used to it and stuff, but like when people come from other places, and also like I've not seen that much of the world, so like I've not got that much to compare it to, but when people come from other places and then they go, no, this is incredible,
nice,
you're going, all right, cool, well, maybe it is, maybe there is something to be said.
We take it for granted.
Ben Nevis. Oh, the top of Ben Nevis is crazy.
Never been.
Never been.
It's lovely. It's free. It's free. Well, it's not free to drive
It's not?
and get a hostel. Yeah.
No, right,
Yeah.
fair enough.
But
How long
the
does it
mountain
take?
is free.
How long does it take to get up?
Ben Nevis, I think, is a 5-hour train from Glasgow, and then you can get a hostel for like £30 or less.
Not to walk up to the top, I mean.
The train don't go to the top, does it?
I answered that with so much sincerity. Stephen Ben Nevis, you take the ScotRail. We spent a whole day, but we were definitely behind.
Right.
Yeah.
I couldn't be bothered.
Do you
Jim's
know
having to go back to look for his magazine.
would you ever want to do the West Highland Way?
No.
Start some guy.
No.
Could do it for charity, for the podcast.
You do it in your motor.
Wouldn't do it. I would do it, drive it. Yeah.
Because you do it over a couple of days and you walk and then you stop off at a pub at night and
You
We
need to
should do
walk-
that and podcast on the way and do it.
Ah.
Sponsored.
Yeah. You need to
Feel
walk
like an Alan
like,
Partridge idea, wouldn't
it
it?
would be very much
it's like
so.
10 hours a day you need to walk, and it's
Aye.
like for like a week. And you
But then you just stay. It's
blisters.
like you get you stay over at wee hotels on the way, and then
I know what you do.
Aye.
Mark's makes it sound quite nice, but I don't picture you doing it either.
Would you do it?
I think it would be something. It's one
I'll
of
do
these
it, mate.
things to say you've done it.
Well, if you are both doing it, I'll do it.
There you go.
That's how it works.
This is peer
That is the
pressure.
exact dynamic.
Can I come for a guest spot?
You can
I'll do a guest spot.
come
at
to
the
one of the
trip.
pubs. We'll meet you there.
Oh, that'd
You
be
guest each
lovely.
day.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be so.
That'd be
That's a
pretty
That'd be a
fun.
good Patreon thing. to be
Good
honest,
idea.
isn't it?
That would be.
Yeah, you guys should do it. People will watch that.
Fine.
Maybe next year.
Sound off in the comments if you'd like to see that.
I think I'd need to train for it though.
Maybe that is your training.
Well, walk.
Aye.
Nah, because you know how when people say like you can't train for a marathon, the first time you do a marathon is when you do the marathon.
Insane that people would think that.
That
Why can't you train for a marathon?
I would
you
say
can
you
train, but
have
you-
to train for a marathon.
Aye. A marathon is probably the definition of the thing that you can and should train
Yeah,
for.
yeah,
no, but yeah, you can't. You don't do a full marathon before doing a marathon.
Yeah,
You
I
know.
understand.
Oh,
No.
okay.
So you don't do the
This is some
thing.
Western-
Is that
Western
kind of thinking that would lead
wisdom.
you? Is that kind of thinking that would lead you doing an extra 2 months of fucking the army in Singapore?
Yeah, you don't train for the army. The first time you enlist is when you enlist.
But like, yeah, that's. I feel like that's the same as the West Highland Way. You couldn't train for that, could you? You'd have to just do it.
You just need to have good
Yeah. Get
cardio
your
in
steps
general
in.
and get your steps in, aye. No.
You gotta train, man.
I don't want to train.
You gotta train for war. Your first war can't be.
You've seen some shit.
Can't improv.
You would know.
See if that war broke out, could you get called back to serve now?
Oh yeah, I forgot to say. So Singapore is like one of the. Imagine I just left right now. I couldn't even right now. Singapore's like I think one of the only few countries that does reservist.
Yeah.
Which is like, and you do it up till like you're like 40, but it also depends on what you do. So some people just get forgotten by the system, and because I was like the beans on toast thing, I'm like a staple.
Yeah.
So I'm technically supposed to be called back, but because I have a visa here,
Aye.
I'm like exempt.
Yeah,
be-
you
and
could avoid that pretty easily.
I could do these 10 spots
It's pretty important.
instead
work.
of fighting.
Yeah, you could be like Muhammad Ali, refused to serve.
Yeah.
You'd be like,
Change your name.
sorry, I have an open spot at the store. I can't come back.
And obviously said that about backstage and all, but just in terms of the gigs and all that in general, on stage,
Yeah.
have you enjoyed being in London and all the kind of gigs down there? The Moth Club you mentioned in the
Yeah.
store and all these places.
Oh, Moth Club is amazing. Always Be Comedy is amazing.
That looks like a cool room. I always see the
That is-
tweets and all that from it.
That is that is an amazing room.
Really?
They are so yeah.
And is it like quite a comedy savvy crowd?
Yeah, they have like a cult following. I would say. I like places with like cult. I guess the Stand has that, right? Like a
To an
to a degree,
extent.
yeah.
aye.
yeah. I think and Moth Club as well. I think London crowds are fair, or just I think across the UK, I think it's fair.
Mhm.
I don't know if you guys ever gig to a Chinese crowd, but they are so supportive.
Really?
Yes, I was bombing. I've done my second set in Mandarin.
Uh-huh.
I was dying, and you do that thing. I was like, oh, that didn't work, and literally they all went, oh, it's okay. Will there be a callback? I'm like, they would just say that to you.
Really?
Yeah, they'll be like, no, it's okay. Oh, there'll be a callback, and then I'm like, there isn't a callback. They are so supportive.
So they even know what a callback is, and
Yeah.
they're very.
So they're like, that bit wasn't funny, but obviously that's structurally important. He's gonna tie that in later.
They say that
you can't
for
have
you.
just done a bad joke. There must be more to it.
Wow.
They
I'd
are
love to have
so-
that kind of faith from my audience.
Yeah.
It's crazy. They are so supportive, and then when you do a setup, they just go and they're oh, it's so supportive.
I'd love to see a deaf comedy jam.
In China, yeah, it'd be so sick. So like we have this thing called the Lunar New Year Gala. It's like the most watched program on Earth because there's 1 billion people back home, and you watch it every like Chinese New Year. And wherever there's a sketch comedy on, if someone makes a good joke, the audience literally go like, "Good." And they're like, they are up for it.
Wow.
And it's like it's so supportive. It's crazy.
So it feels like the opposite to Scotland.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we don't like.
Can't imagine
structure.
people applauding, like Queen
Bit
of the
of
New Year. Or whatever. And
It wasn't
they
as shit
hate
as I
it.
thought it was going to be.
That's the best you can offer.
Yeah, it wasn't as disappointing. Yeah. Is there a difference in when you're doing Mandarin comedy? I guess it wouldn't translate directly.
You need to change the sentence structure, I would imagine, and stuff like that.
I think the Cyrillism doesn't work as much. I think stand up in the way we understand it is still relatively new. It's kind of popping off in China right now.
Really?
It's like getting really big. But like in China, what was popular, let's say 10 years ago, was actually sketch. Sketch was huge. And cross talking, which is like two people, and they'll have a dialogue, kind of like a podcast, but it was like on stage, and then but one person would do the setup. And
Are
the
you
other would do
dancing?
it.
there's a ad called Francie and Josie years ago in Scotland, like about fucking. They were accounting about 1901. Yeah, it was like, are you dancing? You asking? And that was like the whole
I'm
thing.
asking,
Yeah, so
I'm dancing.
I just like the idea that there's a Chinese Francie and Josie. That were fucking massive.
I don't know the reference, but I'm sure that is entirely accurate.
No, I mean most of our audience probably won't. I've basically never seen them either.
But stand up in the whole like I'm talking as a solo person is still kind of new in China.
Yeah.
So I don't know if like the alternative stuff is like works as much.
Yeah.
So do you think they have to go through the standard jokes
Yeah,
and then get to the
go
weird
back
shit?
and sell all the hacky premises that we did 30 years ago.
Yeah.
But I think what's cool about Chinese stand up is that and I know this is terrible, but like because of the censorship, it's almost a challenge because you if you can't talk about politics, sex, like you can only talk about this kind of juice.
Yeah.
then it's like, well, that's insane. And then that really sharpens you, I think.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But I even like hearing people talking about juice over here. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that does it for me.
Well,
too.
it's the Seinfeld thing. It's like, it's just the everyday observations and stuff is the thing that relates to most people, I guess. So, but yeah, that is.
Seinfeld does it by choice, and then the Chinese comedians do it
Does
by
it 'cause they
law.
have to? Yeah,
They have to do Seinfeld.
Do people ever try and do political stuff, or is it just like they just know that it just wouldn't go down?
There was this guy who was fined 2 million renminbi, which I don't know how much that is. 200K pounds, I think, for doing a joke about the army. And then I did a tweet joke that was like, he'll make that back in no time. And he did. He just paid it off. He's like really successful.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, oh my god, this guy actually made it.
What was? Does he live here or does he live?
This is in China.
But did he make was the reason you thought he'd make it back because he got so popular because he got like fined, or was he popular already?
He was popular already, and I was tweeting from a place of ignorance because I was being like, what? That's an insane amount for a stand-up to have.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
paid it off the next day.
Oh, fucking hell.
And just kept doing it.
Would it work like so? If there was an audience here, like a Mandarin speaking audience here, could you do political stuff here without like? Would
I
it-
think
would the audience like that, or would they still be a bit like?
there'll be a tension in the room. No one's gonna leave. But like, I think people try not to film it because it might get published.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And what is the censorship like there? Because like, is it all just different websites and stuff like that, and everything's kind of
So I went back this summer, and there was a part of me is like, oh, I can't use anything. And then I realized they don't care. Like they're fine. We have our own Instagram. It's called Xiaohongshu, and we have like our own Twitter and stuff. So it's like it doesn't matter.
no.
Does
Yeah.
Elon Musk own that as well?
Fucked it.
Because ours is fucked. I want on that one.
The Chinese Elon. Yeah, I think there's just like it's just like tighter laws.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Are there laws here where like can you really just lampoon all your politicians to the max?
Pretty
I
much.
think so, unless you're sort of inciting.
Yeah.
a riot
Or you're
something.
defaming them or something. If
it's
you
like
can sue
libelous.
them. Yeah, if it's libelous. You
Damn.
can basically say your opinions on them, I suppose.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
See when you're gigging in China, because I've heard.
I've never gigged in China. Sorry.
Right, but
But
maybe
I
you know
see,
though.
right.
But like, I've heard like famous people here will do a show in China, but they need to run the whole script by
Yes.
officials and stuff.
Yes.
But if you just go into a 10 spot, do you need to like run your material by anyone?
I don't know about that, but I know in Singapore, if you do a whip or if you do a show, you have to send it to the not IMDb. Oh, I can't remember what it's called. But like they vet it. But the thing is, they're never gonna come to your show.
No.
They don't want to sit through an hour of stand up. You know? These people work for the government. So it's like you can take the risk and say something.
Send them Chris Tucker's Def Jam comedy.
But you do, if you like book a venue and like, oh, this is my 1 hour show, you
Wow.
have to send them the script.
Crazy, isn't it?
That's, I know. I guess
We
for
just
us,
did whips this weekend, and we wouldn't have had much to send them.
no, no, that's if you
Couple of tweets.
not a lot of writing on stage can take place if you're when you send in the script. No, that's so fascinating because I guess we just know so little about that, and I suppose we've got our media sort of paints it in a certain way and all that, which I imagine is probably quite different from the reality. But it's it's fascinating. Like. And to kind of come and go between the two, it must be quite like what would you say is like the biggest difference between like what it's like in China versus here in terms of like all that like just
Ooh.
or do you know what I say? Because
No. I'm here to tell the truth. Some truth.
We
podcast.
don't want you to get in trouble for things you've said on this podcast.
No, I won't. What's the difference? I don't know what it's like in China. I've seen some clips online. The circuit here is bigger than the Singapore circuit, but that's just because Singapore is a young country.
yeah, or
And,
even
like-
just generally, I suppose socially like and stuff like that. Because
It's around the same.
Is
You know
it?
what? There is a good Southeast Asian network. So like, if you could do you guys could like gig in Singapore, go to Philippines next day, do 2 gigs, go to like Indonesia, go to Malaysia. You could do like a Southeast Asian trip.
There's an Irish guy that books quite a lot of those
Alright.
gigs in like Vietnam and stuff.
Yeah. I heard they have a full-time English stand-up club in Tokyo now as well. I think I think these are the best years. I'm so lucky to be here.
work up your stuff and then you can just do tours around there for ages and then this guy's came for the UK, fucking hell.
Yeah, this guy's the real deal.
I think but the Singapore circuit is in really good shape now, I think. From
Aye.
what I've seen this summer. Like people really care. There's this guy Prem, he set up this night and he made it look like New York. Like it was like the tables and the candle. Like it's like
Alright.
I think if you care, like they will come. What is that, Field of Dreams? I don't know.
If you build it.
If you build it, they will come. This is a stand-up club. Yeah.
Nice. And so you've got your Fringe debut coming up this August.
The first hour.
How are you feeling for it?
I'm so excited
It'd be great,
to
aye.
talk for an hour.
Where are you playing?
At the Pleasance Below
Oh, nice.
at 7:10 p.m.
It's a good time.
Pretty good.
I think that's
time
the exact time I'm on, so sadly I'll not get to see.
Yeah, me too.
I'll see it some other time. I'm
I'll
sure
see you
we'll
on
do-
my day off, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Have you done a lot of previews and stuff? Like, because is an hour, like, is it a kind of daunting prospect for you at the moment? Have you done it enough? would you say?
I did my second whip yesterday
Wow.
at the Glasgow Comedy Festival. And I was telling
Van
Steven
Winkle.
this, Van Winkle. And at the end, I was like, well, because this is a work in progress, what do you guys think the show is about? And everyone was like, oh no, it's kind of random. And I was like, does no one think it's a lamentation on the loss of childhood? And no, it's just a joke. And I was like, cool.
They're like, no, it's okay. There'll be a callback, won't there?
If it was a Chinese crowd, they were like, oh yes, that is that and more. Yeah.
You stupid idiots.
But yeah, it was nice. I just want to try my best. And it'll be fun to do an hour.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of like stigma is not the word, but there's a lot of like pressure.
Yes.
But I think a lot of the pressure might be directed in a wrong place of like I have to win newcomer or something.
Yeah. And you've got no control over that as well, right? And it's like the thing I always think is like you just all you can do is just make your like focus on making your show the best it can be and working on your act. And if you do that, you need to deal with the you need to play the game of it a wee bit. But if you can just focus on making sure your show is good for the crowds every day, then if you don't get distracted too much with other stuff, and I think that'll help have a good time.
Thank
eh?
you for your Scottish wisdom.
No problem. That's a bit of Western wisdom.
jump at that wall as fast as you can, bro.
Yeah. That's a nice little note to leave it on.
Yeah.
What's the show going to be called?
Swimming in a submarine.
Lovely.
Swimming in a submarine.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Which you'd have had more
Recommends.
material on if you'd done the Navy, I suppose. But listen, Jin, thanks very much. Where can people find you online as well? Where your ats and your socials?
I'm at Jin Hao Li. That's JinHaoli. There was no third camera for me to look at.
No, it's fine. That'll be all written down in the.
I like
thing,
on
so.
stage when you say if you don't know how to spell that, and then or what is it you say, like because you don't tell people how to spell it, you just leave.
If you can't spell it, here's what it says. Hearts, glorious.
I think I just said, I hope you know how to spell it, and then I leave.
Yeah,
That's what I do.
it always makes me laugh.
Thank you.
It's a nice way to leave. But thank you for
Yeah,
spelling.
thanks very much,
Thanks
Jen.
for joining us.
This is a dream come true. I'm being 100%.
Hope we did your mother
serious.
proud.
Yeah. Shout
Well,
out
thank
to
you for
Mum.
the
The juice was delicious.
Mogu.
Yeah, the juice was
Mogu
lovely.
Mogu, shout out.
Big wreck.
I've not finished mine.
Got
but
a
I will.
chew.
I'll finish it.
Well, listen, Jin, thanks a lot for joining us. And as ever, guys, please remember to like and subscribe on YouTube. Give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And you can follow us at SumLaughPod on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And send any questions you've got to the email address, which is sumlaughpod@gmail.com. Thanks a lot for tuning in, and we'll speak to you very soon.
Cheers. Thank you,
Thank you.
Jen.
Thank you guys. Oh, that was so fun.
Thanks a lot, Jin.